Good morning. I'm Reagan Rohde. Welcome to another edition of Black Rose Writing Live. Um, I apologize for the slight delay. Looks like we had a timer set, and the timer was set obviously a little incorrectly, but we are here. We are live, and please feel free to type in, a simple good morning, hello, whatever, and please let me know that you are in, and we will get everything rolling. All right. So yeah, we're going to cover a few things, but I wanted to share some quick, kind of exciting news for Black Rose and our Kindle Unlimited pages read and subscribers. We had yesterday we had 47,000 pages read on Kindle Limited. That's one day for all of our authors. And the day before, we had 48,000, and that's going to both be, those are the top 2 days we've had for 2019. So that's very exciting. That's a lot of pages read. And hopefully, obviously it translates into some good royalties for those books that are getting those pages read. And with that in mind, I was going to cover our top 10 Kindle Unlimited pages read for September. So this is from September 1st through this morning. And right now, the top 10 pages read books we have, number one is The 5 Wishes of Mr. Murray McBride by Joe Seipel. And then we have Blood of Like Souls is number 2 by Val Conrad. And I just want to note, Blood of Like Souls was first published by Black Rose Writing in 2010. So that is a 9+ year book by Val Conrad in a series that we've revamped and re-edited and gone back in and done some few different marketing tactics and really focusing on the series end of it. And it's doing quite well. So Blood of Like Souls is number 2. The Prison by Joed Morris is number 3. That was recently featured by BookBub. Tears of Like Souls by Val Conrad is number 4. That's a second book in the series. Fisherman's Court by Andrew Wolfenden is number 5. A Julie Madigan thriller series box set, that is Val Conrad's all 4 books box set, is number 6 on pages read. Civil Warriors by Tracy A. Ball is number 7. That was also a BookBub feature deal. Avenging Angel by Charles Isaacs is number 8. Beyond All War by Eric Keller is number 9. And Promises of Like Souls, another Val Conrad book, is number 10. So Val's got 4 Kindle books on the top 10 list right now for Black Rose, so that's doing very well. And please feel free if you have any questions on anything, even anything off topic, please feel free to go ahead and post those now, and we can, work our way through those questions as well. So I'm going to jump in, switching to talk a little bit about the Gold Rose package again. This is a cooperative marketing that Black Rose Writing, so far I feel really good with. We've got about 15 authors participating in it, and so we got about 3 or 4 authors that have gotten about 70% of the way through it, but we really haven't even have the data for an author that we've done everything and fulfilled the entire thing, because we're still working on it and working on promoting those titles. It's a bigger investment, but for an author who has more than one book, it can be very advantageous. And for an author who has just one book and they really want to get that one book established, investing on the front end to furthering their future, author platform and future titles and getting all that built up as possible, it's a very good choice as well. And on the Gold Rose, I just sent out an email campaign, a MailChimp campaign. So all of the Black Rose Writing authors, you should have got a campaign at at 10 a.m. CST. So you should have that in your inbox talking about it. There's some links in there that give you access to a couple of the current Gold Rose packages that are running. So that's just something to consider, and just some good data. It doesn't have to always be just a Gold Rose, but you might see something in there that you like the look of it in terms of marketing, and can be more effective for you in terms of your promotional budget. Let's get a question from Edward Caputo. Good morning. In addition to online, do our books get into stores like Barnes and Noble? Well, that's up to most cases. That's up to the author. Some of our authors don't necessarily want brick and mortar play, or it's not a focus point. They're more focused on online sales, because typically to start getting it in the Barnes and Nobles, you're going to have to do some book events locally, regionally, and then advance from there. If you want your book in Barnes and Noble, and you think you can sign at Barnes and Noble and some other independent booksellers, then you need to kind of make a list, game plan which ones you think that you can, that might consider you for a book event, and then send that to me, send that to our PR team. And then, we'll review that. We'll check your discounts. We'll check returnable policy. And it's definitely an option. I know Thomas Mender does a very good job at signing at Barnes and Noble quite frequently. He makes a really good loop, and a lot of stores are very receptive to him. He always, sells well enough to get invited back. Next question, Joanne Easley. A BookBub feature is, I still feel the best ROI, most exclusive deal. It's an extremely rare chance to be selected, but when your book releases, we'll start submitting it for BookBub consideration, usually about 1 to 2 months, just depending on how many reviews, depending on if we think it can get selected. And once we start, we'll continue to submit it. And if it gets selected, we'll let you know. The cost it varies greatly depending on the genre. So Mary Ellen Bramwell's question is, the Gold Rose is tailored to pre-publication. What about post? Post would be pretty much all the components that are in the Gold Rose, Mary Ellen. Those are all going to be really good in terms of post, a cooperative marketing catalog. If your book doesn't have 10 plus reviews, 25 plus reviews on Amazon Kindle, just doing the ebook promotion, scheduling an ebook promotion where Black Rose, helps with that. That's always a recommended route, doing a free giveaway, because that's going to continue to build those reviews, build your following, increase your pages read, and that's going to help all the titles across the board. Amazon ads can work well for authors that have multiple titles or series. Getting reviews, even professional reviews or real reader reviews, can be helpful. So pretty much anything that we're pushing. We've pulled a few things out of our old cooperative catalog that we just weren't seeing the results we want. And one of the things that we've always taken, very seriously is we don't want authors to spend promotional budget, even if it's a discount or a shared cost with us, because we're spending quite a bit of marketing money now. It's continued to increase this month. And we don't want our authors to ever spend money that it's not something that we're 100% behind and feel like this is a phenomenal opportunity, or this is going to create some good ROI. And so we've pulled PR Underground's one of the things we've recently pulled, and we've pulled some other things that we just don't feel they're maximizing an author's dollars, and that money can really be spent better, where we're going to get more direct results. Charlotte Matthews' question is on the cost. The cost right now is it's a $3,000 is the cost for Gold Rose, and that comes to about, I think the range was $5,400 to $6,000, somewhere in that range, worth of cooperative and discounted marketing. So that's the cost. Like I said, it's a good investment, or a larger investment, but so far, we really feel like it's worth it with the results we're getting. We're using that. None of that promotional budget is being used on a shot in the dark, or risk, what like a publicist might do in sending out review copies, and at the end of the day, maybe you got 6 or 7 hits and spent thousands of dollars and it equaled 5 or 10 sales. No, we're going to get a lot more than that. Jason's question is, my book is coming out in December. How should I sign up? Well, the Gold Rose, you would need to sign up very quickly. It has to be at least 30 days and preferably much sooner. That allows our team, once a book is up for pre-order and distribution, that allows our team to really be scheduled appropriately and maximize your release window. For other promotional pans, it's the same thing. We always try to encourage early. It's fine. I mean, if your book isn't even in production and you sign up for something, that's always fine, because that's going to allow our team to schedule accordingly and to prepare for that, know where we're at, be able to make sure we don't miss any opportunities. Like if a promotion's got a special rate, or if there's a NetGalley they do category spotlights and featured spotlights for books on NetGalley. Like their themes, so you might have a mystery thrillers week or something, and so by scheduling early, that allows us to schedule those and not miss, like, oh man, that would have been a perfect opportunity for this book, but we didn't know whether we were going to do it or not. So scheduling early is always good. So you should have the MailChimp email in your inbox for the Gold Rose. That also includes all of our co-op, the PDF catalog. And if you have any of those questions, you can always email me or email Justin with the sales team, and we'll get you squared away. We can also point you in the right direction if you want to try some marketing. We can look at your book and see what we think would be best, and that way you're not using money that's not getting results. So we kind of touched a little bit on the ebook campaigns, but our ebook promotions, and we've got scheduled promotions. We've got at least one book having a pretty big promotion with some partners, and sometimes way more than one. But we've got scheduled promotions all the way through the end of September, so we're always excited about that. That means every day one of our books has something going on that's going to help generate some good sales. Right now, I think Climbing the Colosseum, the first book in the Monastery Valley series by Bill Percy, has a 99-cent Kindle countdown deal, and that's going to run until midnight of the 12th, and should continue to pick up steam. It was selected for an e-reader news book of the day for September 12th, and e-reader news book of the days is a really probably second to BookBub in terms of something that's really great to be selected for. You typically have really good numbers on those, and we do submit a lot of our titles for those, and cover all that costs, and it's just a matter of whether they pick it or not. So the ebook campaigns, like I said, we've been running a few. We continue to get better at them. We continue to, I feel like, to maximize. And so those are always, even something as simple as $100, $200 pink rose. Anytime you feel your book needs a boost, anytime you feel like you're losing momentum, those are something to always take advantage of. So, okay, I'm just checking. Questions are good right now. To our main topic, and that is going to be Publisher Rocket. I know we had quite a few authors sign up for Publishers Rocket, and I was just going to talk briefly on how Publisher Rocket can help you help us and be effective with a lot of different aspects of your book, from marketing to presence to just organic sales. And so one of the things, and then obviously anyone who has specific Publisher Rocket questions can ask those as well. But Publisher Rocket, I've sent the email with the link. If you need me to resend it, just shoot me an email. But it's cost $97. It's by Kindlepreneur. Dave Chesson created it. It's constantly being updated. I'm pretty confident they're going to go into a subscription-based plan here in the near future, and when that happens, you will still be locked in at the one-time cost. So now is a good time to take advantage of that. And what it can do is, I'm pulling it up my Publisher Rocket now, but what it can do is a few different things. Number one, it can help Black Rose Writing get your 7 keywords that you're allotted on Amazon um, and elsewhere. We typically just use 7 really strong keywords to send out for our metadata from Lightning Source to all of our distribution partners, Ingram, Waterstones, Chapters, anywhere we're sending it out. But mainly on Amazon Kindle is where it's going to be the most effective. And those keyword searches are going to allow you to type in a keyword string that's really specific to your book, and you're going to be able to analyze that and see how many competitors you have, the average monthly earnings, how many estimated Amazon searches per month, and a competitive score. And so playing with these can be really fun. It can be really addicting. But by having that access to Publisher Rocket, that gives you access to being able, have more control of your book, control of what keyword categories it gets searched for, it gets pulled into. Um, and, also helping Black Rose make your book as powerful as possible in terms of presence on Amazon Kindle. So let me pull up an example. So if you go to, this is just an example, but if you go to Amazon.com and you go to the Kindle store, then you can type in, you can type in a string of keywords, and you can see if your book is using those keywords. You can see, does my book pop up using those keywords? And you have to know, obviously, what 7 keywords your book is using. But this is one way that can really increase your ranking and can increase your organic sales, and those are sales where someone's just searching for a book of that type. If your book's popping up in those top 5 books on that first page, then that's going to give you a really good chance, a really much higher chance of converting and people finding your book. Whether they buy it or not obviously depends on a lot of other factors. And so, for example, if you go into the Kindle store and you type in unexpected friendship fiction, now it might not always sound like the like, oh, who's typing that in? But if you use Publisher Rocket will tell you that there's 2,300 people typing that in every day. So that is, not every day, every month, I'm sorry. And that's a huge search. There's 343 competitors. And so it's a competitive list. It's got an 80 competitive rating, so it's very competitive keyword. But if you type in that keyword, number 5 on my list shows The 5 Wishes of Murray McBride. Now we're trying to get that to number 1, but Joe Seipel's book is sitting right there at number 5. It's got some pretty heavy books with it, pretty heavy books around it, but that's a good spot. Obviously being higher is better, but that's showing up, and people can search for that, see that book, and there's a chance for a sale just based on your keyword. That's not any ad, that's not any marketing directly, just based on the fact that you've got a very powerful keyword. So yeah, that's just one example. You can try, another good example is for Dollhouse by John Hunt. If you type in demented captors, doesn't sound like the greatest keyword in terms of, again, how many people are searching for that, but quite a few people do search for that every month. So when you type for demented captors, the Kindle store, Dollhouse by John Hunt comes up number 1, and it's on a sponsored section. So that's a really good thing. If somebody is going to search for that, then at least they're going to see the book that we want them to see. So that's one aspect. That's on the keywords. You can also check out your competition. You can also check out your categories. How much competition is in categories that your book is in. And then when we're running Amazon ads specifically, Publisher Rocket has a really nice feature called AMS keyword search, and that's going to allow you to create large lists of AMS keywords, Amazon marketing keywords, for you to use in an Amazon ad for obviously, essentially for Black Rose Writing to use. And so authors that have the Publisher Rocket, really have that ability to help us out and say, look, I put together a list of 600 Amazon keywords that I think are, very identical, very similar to my book. And I would like, see if y'all would run an Amazon ad for my book using these keywords. And that's definitely something, we would be able to do. So I am open to more questions, and we'll keep on rolling from there. But yeah, playing with the keywords categories, and we've gone back and re-optimized in the last couple of months. We've done about 200 plus titles. We're still working our way through them, but we've done quite a few. And these keywords that you put in your questionnaire, we take those and we go in and we fine tune them to get better categories, less competitive, that still have some good searches. And that's going to help, because if you have a keyword, if you put your keyword as thriller, I mean, you have to think about the competition. You're going to have it's going to be about crime fiction. Thriller is going to be the most competitive keyword. Romance that you can pick, and it's very generic. What is a thriller? What kind of romance? There's a million kinds, and so that's something to know as well. Muriel Pritchett, if you're interested, then you should click on here. I will let me pull up the campaign and I will send you the campaign. I'll post it in here. But yeah, Muriel, you would be a great help, because we just recently updated all your keywords, and we launched the Making Lemonade Amazon ad, and we've had 2 or 3 quick sales on that just out of the gate. So that's always nice. Your ad is doing well. So here is the email campaign. I'm going to post that in the group. And if you click on that link, that will take you to the email we sent, and any of the Publisher Rocket links in there, the underlined bold links, any of those can be clicked on, and that'll take you to the page. Tom Blanton has a question. Is Kindle a good option for a book for young readers? Yes. All of our books are on Kindle, but if you're talking about being enrolled in KDP, that's also a good option. Again, we like to release all of our ebooks wide, and what I mean by wide is, having it on Barnes & Noble, Nook, Apple, Kobo, Google Play. But at the end of the day, in most of our data, being enrolled in KDP and being exclusive to Amazon Kindle, where you're not on the other ones, allows us to run promotions, and it allows us to definitely get pages read and maximize your royalty. Our book sale rate is still pretty high in favor of Amazon versus others. I would say it's still 80 to 85% to 15%. Okay. So yeah, so our Kindlepreneur Katie Publisher Rocket email I posted in there, and we can continue to take questions. I'm pretty much wrapped up all of my talking points. I tried to save a little more time today for questions, because the last live session we had a large bombardment of questions, which was really good. So let me see, Joanne easily. Joanne, are you referring to your BookBub feature and what does it cost question? Because I answered that one early on quite in depth. So a BookBub feature deal is BookBub select specific titles, ranging from indie authors all the way to best-selling books, and it's very exclusive because you're competing against anyone. Joanne, I do not see your other question. Do you mind reposting it? I'm not seeing it. So, Charlotte, yes, if you sign up through the links, then yes, we will know. But also, please feel free to, let me know that you've purchased it, and if you want to check keywords that we have for your books, then I'd be happy to send you the 7 we're currently using. And then, you can play around and see if you come up with any that are even better, and we'll compare them, and we can always swap those out if we feel it's a better fit. Joanne, please ask your question again because I do not see it anywhere. All right. Jason's asking about, we sent a request for names and contact info. Yes, Jason, we, for bookstores, libraries, we do quite a bit of outreach with those. If we get any hits or anything specifically for an author, then you would be the first to know from our PR team. Muriel Pritchett, send me an email, Muriel, in terms of your keywords, and I'll show you the Making Lemonade ones that we just updated, and then we can go from there. Okay, Joanne, easiest questions. Promotional venues on one of our Rose packages range. So it's going to be partners like, so if you're doing a free book giveaway, then the promotion partners would be something like eReader News, Fussy Librarian, Free Booksy, Booksins, Kindle Nation Daily, Book Raid, Reading Deals. Those are all potential partners. There's a lot more. And it just depends on, whether your book meets their criteria or not. And based on previous ROI, what's going to be the best example. Tom Blanton's question is, do kids read ebook? Yes, a lot of kids do read ebooks. If you're talking about children's books, they're a little harder to sell because a lot of times parents and kids like to hold the book and read and turn the pages. So for children's, like full color books, but in terms of children first reading, maybe the 10 plus range, then I think ebooks definitely have their place in the market. All right, if we don't have any other questions, then I'm going to wrap this session up. Again, thank you all for attending. We are working on getting a Black Rose Writing podcast, monthly podcast set up where we will be able to have our authors on, have staff on, have a little bit more of a back and forth interview and discussion and topics. And so keep on the lookout for that. It's in the production now. We're hoping maybe we can give our first go in October on the podcast. So I'll keep all the authors informed on that. And I very much appreciate everyone attending again. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you.